It's all over, folks. Pack it up, go home. The Bitcoin price has dropped 50%. It's 50% down. It could be a good time to buy then, unless you want to wait a few days and test some of these predictions.
Yeah, I want to wait till the dust settles, but
Definitely
definitely. It's crazy though, because a year and a half ago, $30,000 Bitcoin was like, oh my gosh, hell yeah, this is double the last all-time highs. Shiz is going crazy. And now you've just got everybody in this panic slump. The fear and greed index is extreme fear, and everyone's stomachs turning. The sentiment online on Twitter, everyone's like, oh man, I can't take this.
It's like
haven't you been here before, man?
People don't know the crypto space. It's like, are you kidding? Have you not been around for this ride? I mean, one of the early days when I remember it going past $100 a Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden it went up to 1,000, and we were all like, holy crap, yeah, this is cool. And then one of the exchanges back then kind of died. Yeah, it died and dropped down under 100 again, and everybody's like, oh, it's over.
Bitcoin's going to zero.
We talk about, holy crap, it dropped 50%. That was 90%.
90%.
It dropped 90%. And that everybody, Bitcoin is over. This is worthless crap. And all of us that bought at $100, we're laughing now. Hey, this was a good deal. That was great.
I specifically remember looking at one of those ATM machines, Bitcoin at ATMs, when it was.
I bought from those.
It was at 12,000, and I remember thinking, I missed it already. It's at 12,000. It's so high.
It's peak.
Yeah, whatever. I missed it. But now I'm like, I wish I would have bought in at 12,000.
Yeah, I actually sold it quite a bit at 12,000 back in the day.
Yeah,
because I had bought it at 700 or something.
Yeah,
I sold it like 300-400.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to use it, and use it like money to make it. That's how you get it going. And so
you're supposed to buy the dip. That's all you do. Buy the dip and hold it.
Yeah. See, I thought it was about money and using it and getting it.
Getting
it
as
out
a
there.
decentralized currency to off-throw the governments. I mean, to just use, right?
Exactly. So I just think it's funny that everybody's in an uproar and it's, oh my gosh, how scary. It's what it does. This is what it does.
100%.
It's been doing it from the beginning. And
well, every major fund has decided that they're going to add Bitcoin either to their balance sheet or to their like list of things that they offer their customers. And so all these major companies, you got BlackRock, which is, we talked about this once, massive company, and they're putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet and all this stuff, or investing in a different Bitcoin companies. And so like the biggest companies in the world are buying Bitcoin. And if you're thinking it's going to go to zero from 30,000, that's a long shot down, especially when pretty much every major company is getting into it. You got JP Morgan, you've got, like we said, BlackRock and Visa, like all these big companies are dabbling into crypto in one way or another, and even doing their own tokens, their own NFT projects. I mean, the mainstream adoption is now. This is just a big dip. This is, a good entry point, in my opinion, when the dust settles. Like, you don't want to necessarily buy it right now because it could dip even further. Even 25. From this article, it's 32,000, and it's already gone down to 30,000. So it could go lower, but you kind of want to wait for that dust to settle. But I think it's only going to go up from here, at least in the next couple of years.
Historically, it always has.
Yeah.
Historically, every time it crashes, every time it falls to the ground floor or whatever, it pumps back up. Mm-hmm. And usually it pumps back up to a new high.
Yeah.
So we're going to...
That's because the supply shrinks.
Yeah, and not very long, we're going to see over 60 grand again.
Oh,
absolutely.
Well, I mean, in this article, it's guessing. I don't know how they do this. They're projecting that it's going to drop for the next few days, they're saying. Actually, right here, the downward trend is likely to continue for the next few days, he said. Noting that Bitcoin could test the $30,000 level, which it's
already tested.
Yeah,
we don't know there. What's the date.
So 28,000, I believe, is the mark that'll put it in a downtrend over like the long span, like the year period of time, the year or 2 year mark, because it's been in this uptrend. Even though we've had some huge drops, if you kind of zoom out on the chart, if it drops below, I believe 28,000 is when it's going to start showing that it's on a downtrend. So we're in a bear market, because right now in the long-term trajectory we're in a bull market. But we have a few like critical support levels that will show that hey, it's actually reversed and now it's in a bear market.
Yeah.
One thing though, it's not going away.
No.
It's not.
There's
Bitcoin is not over. You did not miss the whole ride.
Yeah,
so.
if Bitcoin went down to 10,000, I would be getting 3 jobs to buy
a bunch
the hell out of it.
A bunch of Bitcoin. Yeah.
and here's a good point too: is the overall economy, the U.S. dollar for that matter, is not looking fantastic as far as inflation goes, and so it is interesting to see how that correlates with what's happening with crypto prices. I mean, it can't just not affect it. The inflation prices and all the supply chain issues and a lot of worry in the market just for the general well-being of the economy at large. So
yeah, I would rather have Bitcoin rather than dollars, because you can't print more of it, and U.S. dollars and every other currency, they've printed the heck out of it, and they continue to print the heck out of it because they have to pay for the percentage that they've set out on bonds. They have to pay the interest rate on the money they've loaned out and all this stuff, and it's just a huge mess. It's a spiral, and they've created a lot of currency, and they just continue to create it.
So what's the predictions? What do you guys think? What do we got? A couple more days? A couple more months going down?
I gave up a long time ago trying to predict any of this. But
Yeah.
5 days.
I don't know. I get
5 days.
I get
5 days
5
before
days,
the
Ryan?
pump? 5 days before the
5
pump?
days before the pump. I think we've got about 2 weeks to a month before another pump up, and so we could drop down to probably 25,000 at the lowest, and then we'll go back up to probably 50,000 at some point.
You've
This
heard it
summer?
I
here.
think if it drops down to 25, I'm going to buy.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good entry point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the low, maybe
You're feeling
25,
it.
24, but that's just a guess based on the dip that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would be mass fear. But at the same time, like you said, if it dropped down to that level, it's like that's actually a pretty good entry point, because the all-time high is 60,000.
I mean, it could be worse, but I don't know. For me, it's like I've been wanting to get more into crypto anyway, so this might actually be a good opportunity
Yeah.
for me. So
So
Yeah.
someone like Ryan, who's got
Oh.
tons of money on the sidelines,
yeah.
comment if you've
Money
got tons
bags.
of money on the sidelines and you're going to go in at 25,000 with Ryan.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, this is interesting. I know we're headed down a crypto space today instead of maybe NFTs, but of course they're connected and
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
that dragged the NFT market down. So
absolutely. Usually, and it's interesting because usually they don't correlate as much. NFTs and crypto, usually they will cycle different ways.
Yeah.
Correct? So the fact that they're both, well, it's the perfect storm, right? With a lot of stuff going on in the NFT space right now. There's this perfect storm, and they're both kind of taking their hits, right?
Yeah.
The growing pains, but they will definitely make it through it. But
Yeah.
it's interesting to see what happens.
Well, let us know your predictions in the comments below. I'll take your advice. Just tell me when to buy, when to sell. I'll do whatever you say, as long as you say it in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.